On the mountainside of Boundless Mountain, the battle between Xiao and Night Cat had reached a turning point. At this moment, Xiao was being relentlessly chased by Night Cat, scrambling away like a frightened animal. Xiao was extremely frustrated. Just when her Flame Heaven hand was about to defeat Night Cat, a mysterious force suddenly surged from a 3-zhang gap in front of Night Cat. This unexpected surge caused Night Cat's power to spike, leading to Xiao's defeat. Among powerful fighters, victory or defeat is often decided within just a few moves. "Come out, little beauty. I know you're here," Night Cat taunted as she swayed her hips, moving slowly through the forest. "With your delicate skin, I'd be so heartbroken if I accidentally hurt you. You can't defeat me. Here in Boundless Mountain, we are the undisputed rulers," she continued leisurely. "Come with me willingly, and maybe my master will spare your life on account of your beauty." Night Cat belonged to a species of feline death beasts. Due to her formidable strength, she had once accidentally consumed a transformation herb, which gave her a human form, complete with feline eyes and ears. Boundless Mountain had been devoid of humans for a long time, but now that disciples from the Incense Pavilion had returned, Night Cat relished the thrill of hunting her prey once more. She enjoyed wearing down their patience, forcing them into despair. To her, prey that had abandoned hope tasted the best, though her master had forbidden killing them outright. Playing with them was allowed. Cough, cough. Xiao hid under a thick tree, her body already covered in wounds. Despite her formidable abilities and the treasures bestowed upon her by her master, Elder Qing, she found that her power seemed suppressed within Boundless Mountain, while Night Cat's strength appeared enhanced. It felt like she was trapped in someone else's domain. Thus, Xiao chose to retreat temporarily. Rushing to use her full power without understanding the situation would be reckless. Otherwise, with her talents, even if facing a 7-star Do D at the early stage like Night Cat, she could have at least managed a draw. Master mentioned the 3 major mountain ranges within Falling Spirit Mountain. Xiao thought quickly. The 5-element mountain range is home to the 5-element beasts, whose defenses are incredibly strong. Only the power of the 5 elements can break through. The Tianmu mountain range houses the Tianmu beasts, massive creatures with numerous compound eyes rumored to have soul-destroying powers. Caution is essential. But Boundless Mountain has few death beasts, though their strength and status far surpass those in the other ranges. Even Master didn't know much about Boundless Mountain's rulers, only warning me during the competition to prioritize safety here and gather intelligence if possible. "Heh, little beauty, I've finally found you." Night Cat suddenly appeared beside Xiao like a specter while she was deep in thought. "Humph." Xiao snorted, ready to flee, but found she couldn't move at all. "SSSHH." She looked down to see that a mass of black mist had wrapped around her feet without her even noticing. "This time, you've got nowhere to run." Night Cat smirked, a greedy glint flashing in her eyes. Such a beautiful woman. If consumed, she would likely enhance both Night Cat's power and appearance. Damn it! Xiao cursed herself for being so careless. She summoned a radiant burst of life force, attempting to launch an attack at Night Cat. Boom, boom, boom. Just as Night Cat was about to strike, a massive fiery ruler descended like a meteor from the sky, targeting Night Cat's position. Boom, boom, boom. The blazing giant ruler slammed into the ground where Night Cat had just stood. She barely dodged in time. Otherwise, she might have been seriously injured. Who goes there? Night Cat's face grew tense as she sensed the danger emanating from the blackened giant ruler. It was clear that whoever had thrown it was not to be trifled with. "Xiao Yan of the Human Hall," a young man replied confidently, leaping into the air and landing right in front of Night Cat. "You little brat, ruining my plans. Are you seeking death?" Night Cat yelled furiously, her prey having slipped from her grasp. "Thanks, but I don't need your help," Xiao replied coldly, showing no gratitude. She believed that, even without Xiao Yan's interference, she could have handled Night Cat herself, though it might have taken more time and effort. She had the confidence to do so. "Save your dochi," Xiao Yan said with a smirk. I have a feeling that even more terrifying enemies lie ahead. He was intrigued, too. Upon arriving at the Boundless Mountain's midpoint, he had witnessed Night Cat about to strike a deadly blow against Xiao. His instincts compelled him to intervene, as they shared the same sect. Yet, what puzzled him even more was that when he saw Xiao, the spirit of the sacred flame within his body began to stir. This surprised Xiao Yan greatly. The spirit of the sacred flame within him had been acquired back in the forest of corpses when he subdued the dragon-winged ruler spirit. Its reaction to Xiao suggested that, even if she didn't possess the sacred flame herself, she likely knew its whereabouts. Otherwise, the spirit would not have reacted so strongly. Boundless Mountain has been quite lively these past few days, Night Cat said with a slow smile. Although Xiao Yan's strength was also at the late 6-star Do-D level, Night Cat could clearly feel that this Xiao Yan was far more dangerous than that previous Xiao. As for Yingying, with her mere early 6-star Do-D strength, Night Cat completely ignored her. Xiao Yan? Why does that name sound familiar? Xiao had just regained her composure and then muttered in confusion. Are you the Xiao Yan from the human hall? The Xiao Yan who killed the twin ghost emperors? In the next moment, Xiao suddenly exclaimed in shock. Why does everyone keep saying that? Xiao Yan shook his head helplessly, as this seemed to be the first thing anyone said upon meeting him. Killing the twin ghost emperors is no small feat regardless of what coincidence might have been involved. The fact that you killed them proves your strength. I hope that one day I, too, can kill someone from the ghost realm to avenge the senior brothers of our incense pavilion who died at their hands. But before that, I seriously want to have a match with you. As if suddenly recalling something, Xiao said with an earnest expression. All right, let's deal with the current situation first. Xiao Yan cut her off and then fixed his gaze on Night Cat in front of him. Despite Night Cat's terrifying strength, Xiao Yan was not afraid. In fact, there was a burning excitement within him. Only by facing stronger opponents could he improve himself the fastest. Don't be reckless. This guy is really strong. Xiao spoke up when she saw Xiao Yan still insisting. However, deep down, Xiao was also somewhat surprised because there was indeed a trace of sacred flame within her. This sacred flame had been given to her by Flame Chi back then. Though it was a small fragment, it was like a child flame from the heavenly flames. The power of the sacred flame was undoubtedly immense, but even a fragment of it couldn't be underestimated. After all, both originated from the same sacred flame, with the main flame being stronger and the fragment slightly weaker. Not only did Xiao Yan's sacred flame soul within him react, but even the fragment of sacred flame in Xiao's body emitted a fatal attraction. You too, be careful. Let me handle this guy. After saying that, Xiao Yan reached out and pulled from the ground the ancient ruler of heavenly flames that had been embedded there. The moment he pulled it out, a deep groove appeared in the ground, a clear sign of how much force he had just used. Boastful words. Be careful, or you might bite your tongue. Night Cat's sharp claws emitted an icy gleam as he spoke. You better worry about yourself first. Xiao Yan snorted coldly as the terrifying power of the imperial flame surged forth, enveloping the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand with dazzling brilliance. What a strange flame! Night Cat instantly noticed that both the imperial flame around Xiao Yan and the ancient ruler of heavenly flames he wielded were no ordinary items. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao Yan suddenly launched a fierce barrage of attacks with the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, forcing Night Cat to retreat into a defensive position. You're Yingying, right? You're really beautiful. Xiao's eyes had just caught sight of Yingying, and she couldn't help but be inwardly startled. Yingying's appearance was exceptionally stunning. Even though Xiao had confidence in her own beauty, she felt slightly inferior in front of Yingying. Yingying clearly didn't want to engage with Xiao and responded slowly. There seems to be something inside you. But in the next moment, Yingying suddenly fixed her deep gaze on Xiao, as if she could see right through her. What are you doing? Xiao trembled all over under Yingying's stare. Something inside you is calling to me, Yingying said seriously. Inside me? Qin Xian paused for a moment, and then a trace of fiery red flame appeared, floating at her fingertip. The moment the flame appeared, Mu Yingying's pupils contracted, and an indescribable shock surged within her. "Brother," she muttered softly, her eyes fixated on the fiery red flame at Qin Xian's fingertip, her expression dazed. "Brother?" Qin Xian was startled by the word, but before she could react, a faint blue flame rose from Mu Yingying's body and slowly approached the fiery red flame at her fingertip. Qin Xian wanted to dodge, but seeing Mu Yingying's entranced expression and the sacred flame fragment in her own hand, she stood still. Swish! In the next instant, a wisp of blue sacred flame from Mu Yingying surged forward and merged into the fiery red flame at Qin Xian's fingertip. As soon as the two flames touched, they vanished in a puff of smoke. "How can this flame exist?" Qin Xian and Mu Yingying exclaimed in unison. Both were stunned, staring at each other in disbelief. "This flame was left to me by a senior," Qin Xian said without hesitation. "This flame was also left to me by my brother," Mu Yingying replied. "It seems you have quite a few secrets," Qin Xian muttered to herself, then chose to ignore Mu Yingying. The flame on Mu Yingying's body was clearly a sacred flame. With Xiao Yan's sacred flame and her own fragment of sacred flame, there were now 3 sacred flames present here. Such a sight had never been seen before. "I didn't expect you to be so ruthless," Night Cat said angrily, glancing at the burn marks on his body. Even though Night Cat had reached the 7-star Do D level, he was finding it difficult to deal with Xiao Yan, who was only at the late 6-star Do D level. "Same to you," Xiao Yan said slowly, though he had to admit his admiration for Night Cat. If it had been anyone else, they would have been overwhelmed by his relentless attacks. Yet Night Cat had only sustained minor injuries. As expected of a 7-star Do D expert, Xiao Yan's heart trembled slightly with surprise. The dazzling power of the Imperial Flame surged out once again, covering his entire body as a terrifying onslaught erupted once more. "Damn it! Are you insane?" Night Cat shouted in fury. Xiao Yan's terrifying flames were a natural counter to Night Cat, and his frenzied attacks were as if he had no regard for his own life. If this continued, even Night Cat's 7-star Do D strength would be drained. "I can't drag this out any longer. This kid is too strange," Night Cat thought, forming a plan. He was preparing to unleash his most powerful strike to defeat Xiao Yan. If he delayed any longer, things would spiral out of control. "So, you finally can't hold back?" Xiao Yan muttered, his sharp intuition sensing that Night Cat had been concealing some of his strength. After all, with Xiao Yan only at the late 6-star Do D level, even with the Imperial Flame's advantage, Night Cat shouldn't have been this difficult to handle. "Human, you're strong," Night Cat admitted. "But today, you'll meet your end here in Boundless Mountain, and your body will become nothing more than a pile of fertilizer." With those words, he let out a sinister laugh, dark and cold. "Not necessarily," Xiao Yan retorted, frowning as he glanced at Night Cat, now engulfed by a powerful force. Without hesitation, Xiao Yan raised his ancient ruler of heavenly flames, unleashing the 7-layered Skybreaker ruler all at once. "Nightfall Claw." Night Cat sneered, summoning a thick black fog from the mysterious white mist that had previously surrounded them. An eerie, malevolent aura hung in the air, as if it could tear at one's very soul. "Die, human." With a roar, Night Cat shot towards Xiao Yan with terrifying speed. Sparks exploded in the sky from the clash of their powers, the sheer destructive force making Mu Yingying and Qin Xian, watching nearby, tremble in shock. "So, this is the power of the one who defeated the twin ghost emperors. Truly formidable," Qin Xian thought, stunned by the overwhelming flames that radiated an aura of absolute annihilation. "This guy just keeps getting crazier," Mu Yingying muttered, glancing at Xiao Yan with a hint of admiration. "Why aren't you dead yet?" Xiao Yan shouted, eyes wide with determination, the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand, now wrapped in dazzling imperial flame, slashed towards the massive black claw that Night Cat had summoned. With a deafening crash, the fiery brilliance collided with the black energy, dispersing much of the mysterious white mist in the area. Impressive power. It seems this time, some promising talents have emerged among the humans. A childlike voice mused from atop Boundless Mountain, deep within a hidden cave. It's just as well. They can serve as witnesses for what's to come. After all these years, everything is finally in place. The death beasts will fulfill their purpose, and I will descend upon the mystic three heavens. What? What do you mean, Xiao Yan? In the incense pavilion, Elder Qing and Elder Mu Shuzi sat with several other elders, alarmed by the outburst. 3 major mountain ranges have lost contact. We can't get through. Xiao Yan exclaimed bitterly. Since Xiao Yan and the others entered the area with the Earth Squad, the 3 mountain ranges have been sealed by some unknown force. I tried everything, but I couldn't break through. Xiao Yan explained, his face full of frustration. Nothing like this has ever happened before. That's why I rushed back to report as quickly as I could. Elder Qing's face darkened. Who else is inside the mountain ranges right now? Aside from the 5 members of the Earth Squad and Xiao Yan's group of 5, your disciple Qin Xian is also in the Earth Squad, Xiao Yan replied. Reckless. Elder Qing shouted in panic. Elder Qing, panicking won't help us. We need to focus on finding a solution, Mu Shuzi said, clearly just as anxious. If anything happened to Xiao Yan's group, it would be a devastating loss to the entire human hall. Mu Shuzi wouldn't hesitate to tear Xiao Yan apart if it came to that. Other than the 5-element beast and the Timu giant beast, the other death beasts shouldn't pose too much of a threat to those youngsters, said a bearded elder behind Mu Shuzi. But don't forget about the thing in Boundless Mountain, Elder Qing said grimly. That thing is ambitious. This situation might be its doing, Elder Qing added. What exactly is inside Boundless Mountain? One of the elders asked, intrigued. It's the very core of Falling Spirit Mountain itself. I just hope it doesn't go too far. If it harms the disciples of my incense pavilion, I won't let it off easily. Elder Qing said coldly. Pass the word. Keep an eye on the Earth Squad and Xiao Yan's group. Report any developments immediately. And if the major death beasts within Falling Spirit Mountain truly stir, we will mobilize the full strength of the incense pavilion to annihilate them. Elder Qing's words echoed as he strode out of the meeting room. It seems Elder Qing truly cares for his prized disciple, Mu Shuzi remarked with a wry smile. Xiao Yan, stay sharp. We just got back to the incense pavilion after receiving disciples from other locations, only to be hit with news like this. Anyone would react the same, Mu Shuzi said. Come on, you and I go way back. Do you think I'm afraid of any of this? However, it seems like something is stirring within Falling Spirit Mountain, though I can't quite put my finger on it. Hopefully, it's just my imagination. Xiao Yan shook his head helplessly, then stepped out of the meeting room, heading once again towards Falling Spirit Mountain. Those guys from the Heaven Hall, who knows where they've gone? Without them in this competition, it feels way too dull, Mu Shuzi remarked before following Xiao Yan. The two of them made their way directly to Falling Spirit Mountain. Xiao Yan, the Deputy Hall Master of the Earth Hall, and Mu Shuzi, the Deputy Hall Master of the Human Hall. If these two made a move, they could probably walk unchallenged even in Mystic Three Heavens. Their joint trip to Falling Spirit Mountain was a clear sign of the importance of the situation. Damn it! A scream echoed from within Boundless Mountain as Night Cat wailed in agony. Xiao Yan's final blow was a desperate, self-sacrificial strike, where he risked injuring himself to inflict even greater harm on his opponent. Although Night Cat had also landed a strike on Xiao Yan, aside from a few noticeable wounds, it hadn't caused him any severe damage. Night Cat, on the other hand, was in much worse shape. After enduring the relentless attacks of Xiao Yan's brilliant Imperial Flame, his body was already on the brink of collapse. Thanks to his immortal body technique and the soul-devouring rune within him, Xiao Yan had been able to fend off most of Night Cat's ghostly chi-like attacks. Speak. Who is the ruler of Boundless Mountain? Xiao Yan demanded, raising the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, now pointed directly at Night Cat. Haha, foolish human. Don't think for a second that you've won. Boundless Mountain is far more than what you imagine. Lord Bear, twin-headed subdragon, get out here, now. Night Cat yelled desperately into the depths of Boundless Mountain. Haha, Night Cat, never thought you'd be bullied by a human. Came a deep, resonant voice from the smoke-filled distance, followed by an earth-shaking roar. Serves you right. You've been eyeing our treasures for too long. A calmer voice chimed in. 2 death beasts as well? Xiao Yan's expression grew strange upon hearing the arrival of the new voices. Perfect, just in time to test my current limits, Xiao Yan chuckled. Ever since he had devoured the sacred flame, he hadn't had the chance to fully unleash the Skyfire 3 mysterious changes. Combined with his clan's mark and the power of the sacred flame, he was confident he could match even a typical 7-star Do-D. 2 death beasts? Judging by their strength, they seem even more terrifying than Night Cat, Xian muttered, her delicate brows furrowing in surprise. This is bad. They're too strong. If we can't win, we should retreat, she said decisively after a moment of thought. Just as Xian was about to pull Xiao Yan away, Yingying held her back. Trust him. If Xiao Yan hasn't told us to leave, it means he has a plan, Yingying reassured her, without a hint of hesitation in her trust. Lord Bear, twin-headed subdragon, kill this human brat? Night Cat's eyes gleamed with fury as he shouted. Heh, while we may all reside in Boundless Mountain, it seems a bit much to have us fight over this, Lord Bear's deep voice rumbled. Exactly, the twin-headed subdragon agreed. Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed as an intense battle intent surged within him. As the distance between them closed, he could now see Lord Bear's massive, muscular frame up close. With one swipe, it seemed he could tear half a mountain apart. His thick brown fur barely concealed his powerful physique. As for the other death beast, the twin-headed subdragon, although not as imposing as Lord Bear, radiated a strange energy that made it clear this was no ordinary creature. Well, since we're all residents of this place, I'll be merciful this time, Lord Bear grunted before turning his gaze to Xiao Yan, his eyes brimming with disdain. Stand back. I'll handle this, Lord Bear's deep voice echoed as the twin-headed subdragon stepped aside, knowing full well the extent of Lord Bear's strength. Among the 3, Night Cat, Lord Bear, and the twin-headed subdragon, it was Lord Bear who was the strongest, having reached the level of a mid-7-star Do-D. With such terrifying power, he was already on par with the elders of certain sects. Kid, this is Boundless Mountain. It's not a place for you to act recklessly, Lord Bear rumbled as he took slow, heavy steps toward Xiao Yan. Each step caused the very space around them to tremble slightly. Xiao Yan grinned at the sight. Although Lord Bear was clearly far stronger than Night Cat, Xiao Yan remained unfazed. Xian and Yingying both retreated a little further, keeping their eyes fixed on Xiao Yan. The moment he showed signs of struggling, the two of them would leap into action without hesitation. You two, watch closely. I'm going to take this guy down, Lord Bear called back to Night Cat and the twin-headed subdragon, his tone dripping with condescension. Come on, then. Don't disappoint me, Xiao Yan smirked, a wild surge of energy radiating from him. Watch my fist. Lord Bear bellowed as his massive, fur-covered body launched into the air. His seemingly cute, fluffy fist was now engulfed in a terrifying force as he struck at Xiao Yan. Good timing, Xiao Yan shouted, discarding the ancient ruler of heavenly flames and wrapping his hand in the dazzling imperial flame. He met Lord Bear's indomitable punch head-on with his own blazing palm. Boom, boom, boom. Do you think Xiao Yan will be all right? Xian asked with a trace of worry. After all, regardless of the situation, Lord Bear had already reached the mid-stage of the 7-star Do-D level. On top of that, with the immense strength typical of bear-type death beasts and the advantage of fighting in the Boundless Mountain, Lord Bear's power was undeniably formidable. Don't worry, I trust him. Yingying had naturally noticed Lord Bear's overwhelming strength, but her faith in Xiao Yan kept her from saying more. Twin-headed subdragon, didn't you sense it? That human kid's flames seem quite extraordinary. They're not just any flames, they're incredibly domineering. I was caught off guard by them earlier, Night Cat said weakly. Having already fought Xiao Yan, Night Cat knew this man wasn't as simple as he appeared. Sure, his flames aren't weak, but they're hardly enough to scare you. You're letting a human kid beat you this badly? If word of this gets out to the other mountain ranges of Falling Spirit Mountain, you'll be a laughingstock. And if our master hears of it, well? The twin-headed subdragon wasn't holding back, taking every chance to mock Night Cat. You! Night Cat bristled at the taunt, clearly displeased. Although only a few of them lived here in the Boundless Mountain, their relationships were tense at best. If it weren't for their master uniting them, the three of them would have fought long ago. Just watch. Lord Bear has stepped in. No matter how powerful that kid is, he's done for. Do you really think Lord Bear didn't let me handle it because he wanted to fight for himself? The twin-headed subdragon continued. Has Lord Bear already sensed something strange about this human? Night Cat asked. Just watch, the twin-headed subdragon repeated. Its two heads, one red, one dark, speaking in unison. Boom, boom, boom. Lord Bear's paw, carrying terrifying power, clashed with Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan, unwilling to back down, immediately countered. Swish, swish. As their attacks landed, Xiao Yan was forced back several steps before he finally steadied himself. Cough, cough. This guy really does live up to his reputation as a strength-based fighter, Xiao Yan muttered between coughs, having taken a series of retreating steps to stabilize himself. He hadn't expected to defeat Lord Bear with his initial attack. After all, Lord Bear had reached the mid-stage of the 7-star Do D level. Even though Lord Bear wasn't using his full strength, Xiao Yan still struggled to keep up. Haha, human, you're the first to dare face me in hand-to-hand combat. If I had used my full power just now, you wouldn't even have bones left to bury. Lord Bear roared with laughter, his massive furry body swaying in the wind. That was a misstep. Let's go again. Xiao Yan smiled without responding further, as the sacred flame and imperial flame inside him began to stir. In the deepest recesses of his body, flame mantra activated. Skyfire. 3 mysterious changes. Imperial flame transformation. Xiao Yan roared suddenly. With that shout, his aura surged, and within moments, his strength soared to the perfect 6-star Do D level. A secret technique to boost power, huh? But no matter how much you raise your strength in my eyes, you're still just an ant. Lord Bear watched Xiao Yan calmly, as if he were a predator waiting for his prey to struggle. The more violently prey resisted, the smarter it seemed. Prey that offered no resistance at all never interested Lord Bear. A secret technique to boost power. Yingying and Xian could feel the scorching Do Qi spreading from Xiao Yan like a volcanic eruption, and they muttered to themselves. This guy, he's been hiding his true power all along. I thought I'd be able to have a good fight with him, but now. Xian shook her head slightly. Clearly, Xiao Yan's explosive power boost had made it difficult for even her to keep up, let alone join the battle. It seems to be some high-level Do skill, capable of using flame power to drastically boost his strength. Although the enhancement is temporary, it should be enough to settle this fight. Yingying commented, also watching Xiao Yan in the sky. A secret technique to boost strength. This human sure has a lot of treasures, the twin-headed subdragon and Night Cat muttered in unison, casting envious glances at Xiao Yan. Perfect 6-star Do D, huh? Still not enough. Boost me further. Sacred flame transformation. A dangerous smirk appeared on Xiao Yan's face as his Do Qi surged again. 7-star Do D. The twin-headed subdragon's heart skipped a beat as it witnessed the scene. After reaching the Do D level, few people used secret techniques to enhance their strength. Each stage of Do D was vast. The difference in power between each rank was monumental. As such, it was rare for anyone to rely on secret techniques. Damaging one's essence wasn't worth the gain. Phew. Early 7-star Do D. Yingying and Xian gasped in shock, breathing in sharply. At that moment, a faint, mysterious rune appeared on Xiao Yan's forehead, but he swiftly covered it with his hand, causing it to recede.